Hey there, fellow explorer. Have you ever gotten this feeling that certain ancient sites are strangely connected, even when they're super far apart?
It's wild, right?
Yeah. Today we're going to totally deep dive into this whole global grid idea,
Uh,
exploring how ancient cultures maybe, just maybe, tapped into the Earth's energies.
yeah, it's fascinating because we're not just speculating here.
Right.
They're actual patterns and alignments,
Yeah.
even some hard scientific data
Whoa.
that suggest ancient cultures might like understood our planet in ways we're just now rediscovering.
Totally. And the sources for this deep dive are two YouTube videos.
Okay.
Ancient Aliens, Extraterrestrial Electrical System Connects Sacred Sites,
Mhm.
and Earth Grids and Ley Lines, the Invisible Superscience of the Megalith Builders' Megalithomania.
Okay.
But don't
Yeah.
worry, we're not jumping on the alien bandwagon just yet.
Okay.
The first video definitely leans towards the extraterrestrial theories,
Right.
but the second one focuses more on Earth energies and ancient knowledge.
Gotcha.
So we're going to explore both sides.
Yeah, what's really intriguing is the possibility that all these different ancient cultures all over the world
Right.
were working with a similar understanding of Earth's energies.
Yeah.
How did this knowledge spread? Was
Wow.
it a shared human heritage
Right.
or something a little more otherworldly?
Ooh. Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Let's start with a mind-boggling example.
Okay.
El Castillo Pyramid at Chichen Itza.
I'm familiar.
Did you know it's not just one pyramid?
Oh, yeah.
It's three pyramids
Right.
nested inside each other,
Like Russian nesting dolls.
like a set of Russian dolls.
And that Russian doll structure isn't unique to Chichen Itza.
Right.
We see it in other pyramids, too,
Yeah.
like the Great Pyramid of Cholula,
Mhm.
Djoser's Pyramid in Egypt.
Wow.
It makes you wonder, why rebuild on the same spot
Right.
over and over again?
Yeah, could they have been tapping into something specific at those locations?
Potentially, yeah. Passing down knowledge through generations?
Makes you think, right? It does.
It's as if they knew those spots were special,
Yeah.
worth preserving and building upon.
Right.
Now imagine a network of energy lines crisscrossing the globe,
Okay.
connecting these sacred sites.
Yeah.
That's the world grid.
The world grid, this idea, goes way back.
Right.
Ancient Greek philosophers like Plato believed in the deliberate placement of sacred sites.
Oh.
So then, fast forward to the 1960s,
Oh, okay.
researcher Ivan T. Sanderson,
Okay.
he actually mapped out a planetary grid, based on Plato's work,
Wow.
which other researchers have, expanded upon.
Well, get this. Russian researchers surveyed 3,300 stone structures
Wow.
worldwide and found that every single one aligned along this grid.
That's incredible.
We're talking Stonehenge,
Right.
megaliths in West Africa,
Huh.
the Bermuda Triangle, pyramids in Mexico and Peru,
Mm-hmm.
Easter Island, Nanmadol, all connected.
It's pretty compelling, the idea that these sites were, strategically placed.
It's like nodes on a massive energy network.
Right, and at the heart of many world grid theories is the Great Pyramid of Giza.
A big one.
Some researchers believe that it was actually the original prime meridian.
Yeah. Graham Hancock's research is really intriguing here.
Okay.
He found that many sacred sites are actually located in harmonic distances from the Great Pyramid,
What?
based on something called precessional numbers.
Precessional numbers. Hold on, for those of us who aren't astrophysicists.
Okay, so think of them as special numbers embedded in the Earth's wobble.
Okay.
Its slow axial precession.
Okay.
These numbers, 72, 144, 432,
Okay.
appear to relate to the placement of ancient sites around the globe.
I'm starting to see the connections here.
Yeah.
But how did they even measure these distances and alignments back then? We're
Right.
talking about accuracy that seems impossible for ancient cultures.
Right, and that's where the evidence for advanced technology gets really interesting.
Okay.
Think about, the scoop marks that are found in quarries,
Okay.
like Aswan in Egypt,
Uh-huh.
Peru, and even at Stonehenge.
Wow.
These marks suggest, a globally shared technology for shaping hard stone.
So advanced.
A technology we haven't fully figured out even today.
It's mind-boggling. And there's that passage in the Book of Enoch
Oh, right.
that describes angels using cords to measure the earth.
Yeah.
Could this be a reference to ancient surveying techniques?
It's pretty striking, that passage.
Right.
And then when you consider, ancient maps,
Yeah.
the Piri Race map,
Yeah.
which accurately depicts coastlines that weren't officially discovered for centuries,
Right.
it suggests that there was, some advanced knowledge of geodesy and mapping thousands of years ago.
So if they were mapping the Earth, building these incredible structures, what were they tapping into?
Right.
Could it be these mysterious Earth energies we always hear about?
Well, let's delve into that.
Okay.
Telluric currents, natural electric and magnetic currents,
Okay.
influenced by the Earth's magnetic field flowing through our planet.
So we're talking about like Earth's natural energy flows.
Precisely.
Okay.
Then you have cymatics.
Cymatics.
Yeah, the study of how sound and vibration affect matter.
Uh-huh.
So what if Earth's natural sounds and energies influence the formation of these geometric patterns?
Wait, the Earth makes sounds we can't hear?
Oh, absolutely.
What?
There's this mysterious Bristol hum heard in England, potentially linked to Earth's energies.
Whoa.
The aurora borealis, it emits shrieks and whistles into space.
That's so cool.
Even lightning strikes create something called spheric squeaks and whistlers
Really?
that travel along Earth's magnetic field lines.
Wow.
It's like a symphony we're just beginning to understand.
So you're saying these ancient sites were built not just on these energy lines, but to actually manipulate them?
That's a theory worth exploring.
Okay.
Researchers John Burke and Kaj Hallberg,
Okay.
they studied magnetic anomalies and telluric currents at ancient sites, particularly in North America.
Yep.
What they found was that seeds that were placed within these sites actually grew better,
Really?
suggesting that ancient cultures harnessed these energies for fertility.
That's incredible. Do they have any specific examples?
Yeah, they do. So, for instance, the King Cliff site in New York
Okay.
has magnetic anomalies.
Mm-hmm.
And in New England, they found chambers where seeds showed improved growth
Wow.
when they were placed inside.
It's like these sites amplified and focused Earth's energies?
Right, like they were almost like concentrators.
Right. And maybe not just for agriculture,
Right.
but for other purposes too.
Exactly.
Okay, now things are getting really interesting.
Think about stone circles, like Avebury and Stonehenge.
Okay.
Their design could have channeled telluric currents.
How so?
Well, they did, like electrical resistivity mapping of Stonehenge
Okay.
revealed a pattern of energy flow
Mm.
focused on the center of the monument.
Okay.
And they even found pits with burnt seeds,
What?
suggesting an energy overload at some point.
Whoa, so they might have accidentally overloaded the system?
It's possible. At Avebury,
Oh.
placement of the stones corresponds to magnetic orientations,
Really?
hinting at a deliberate manipulation of Earth's magnetic field.
So they knew what they were doing?
It seems so. And then there's the Michael and Mary energy lines that flow through Avebury.
Wow.
It adds another layer of energetic complexity.
It's like these ancient sites were designed to work with Earth's energies in ways we're only just starting to grasp.
Right, we're just scratching the surface.
And these patterns aren't limited to England.
No.
The Colossia Temple in Tiwanaku, Bolivia, has a magnetic anomaly at its center,
Oh, wow.
mirroring the energy patterns found at Avebury.
That's incredible.
It's as if there was a shared understanding of these energies across continents.
A shared understanding or shared teachers.
Ooh, remember that Book of Enoch passage?
Good connection.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if there was like a broader network of knowledge about Earth's energies
Right.
that spread throughout ancient cultures.
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of connections, there's a dolmen in North Salem, New York,
Okay.
situated right on top of a magnetic anomaly.
Interesting.
Could dolmens found worldwide have been like a simple way to harness Earth's energies?
That's a very intriguing possibility.
Yeah.
Their placement and alignment may hold the key.
Okay, so we've got stone circles, dolmens, but what about pyramids?
Right.
Were they just like elaborate tombs?
Yeah.
Or could they have been something more?
This is where Christopher Dunn's research comes in.
Okay.
On the Great Pyramid as a potential power plant.
Ooh.
He argues that the pyramid's design
Right.
points to a very sophisticated understanding of energy manipulation.
I actually have a personal anecdote that might support this.
Oh, tell me.
I once visited the Great Pyramid's subterranean chamber
Okay.
when I was incredibly sick with food poisoning.
Oh, no.
Like really bad.
Yeah.
Within minutes of being down there, I felt completely healed. It vanished entirely, only to return when I came back up to the surface.
That's a remarkable experience.
I know, and it aligns with research on modern fiberglass pyramids in Russia and Ukraine.
Oh.
They found that these pyramids can affect water freezing,
What?
concrete strength, seed growth, and even bacterial resistance.
So it's not just ancient pyramids that have these effects.
Right.
Modern experiments are showing similar results.
It suggests that pyramids, regardless of their material or age,
Right.
might interact with subtle energies in ways we're still trying to define.
Absolutely.
It's almost as if these ancient cultures knew something we've forgotten.
Yeah.
Something about the interconnectedness of energy, the earth, and even consciousness itself.
That's a powerful thought. And if they were right, what possibilities might that hold for us today?
Right, right. Okay, so we've talked about pyramids, stone circles, dolmens,
Right.
but are there, like, even larger connections at play here, like lines spanning entire continents?
Absolutely.
How
That's
to
where ley lines come in.
Gaily line.
These straight alignments connecting ancient sites across landscapes.
Okay.
Like, for example, you have the Apollo-Athena axis
Uh-huh.
that stretches across Europe, connecting sacred sites dedicated to Apollo and Michael.
So it's not just like random lines, they're connecting specific deities and themes.
It seems that way. And in Malta, there's an alignment connecting the Sansana Dolmen,
Okay.
Gonticha, and Bugiba Temple.
Wow.
And this alignment also marks the winter solstice sunrise.
It's like they were weaving a tapestry of meaning
Yeah,
across the landscape,
right.
using these alignments to tell a story.
Yeah, and if we take the concept of ley lines a step further,
Okay.
we get the Earth circles,
Earth circles.
alignments that encircle the entire planet.
Wow, Earth circles. That's taking things to a whole new level.
Researcher Jim Allison discovered an Earth circle connecting Nazca,
Okay.
Machu Picchu, Giza, Easter Island,
Mhm.
and other significant sites.
Wow.
It suggests a global survey was conducted, linking these locations with astonishing precision.
Are there other examples of Earth circles?
Yeah, John Mitchell proposed the Circle of Perpetual Choirs in Britain.
Ooh.
It's a hypothetical Earth circle where continuous chanting and singing
Okay.
might have created a harmonious energy flow.
That's a fascinating concept.
It is. It is.
And it reminds me of my own experience,
Oh.
building stone circles in a wood hinge in Glastonbury.
Okay.
And years later, we discovered they unintentionally aligned with Glastonbury Tor.
Really?
It felt like we were intuitively drawn to those locations,
Yeah.
guided by the landscape itself.
That's a wonderful anecdote.
Thank you.
It speaks to the idea that these energies might be influencing us subtly,
Right.
even when we're not aware of them.
Okay, I'm officially hooked on this idea of Earth energies and ancient knowledge.
Me too.
Where do we go from here?
Well, it seems like ancient cultures saw the landscape as, like, inherently enchanted,
Okay.
filled with subtle energies and, like, hidden meanings.
Yeah.
Take the concept of a terrestrial zodiac imprinted on the landscape around Glastonbury, for instance.
A terrestrial zodiac. So they were mapping the cosmos onto the Earth itself.
That's one interpretation.
Wow.
And there are landscape features around Glastonbury that form shapes,
Okay.
like the girt dog and a hidden unicorn,
Whoa.
connecting the landscape to local folklore and symbolism.
So it's not just about energy lines and alignments,
Right.
but weaving like a deeper understanding of the Earth and our place within it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Rediscovering this sense of enchantment and connection with the Earth, I think could be incredibly valuable today.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we've only scratched the surface.
This is all so fascinating, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to uncover.
We've definitely only just begun, and I think our listeners are ready to dive even deeper into this mystery.
I'm with you there. We've been talking about these sites as like individual points on a grid.
Right.
But what about the lines themselves? What can we learn from the alignments
Correct.
and connections between these sites?
That's where things get even more intriguing.
Okay.
Some researchers believe these alignments weren't just for, like, practical purposes,
Okay.
like navigation or astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
They might have had a symbolic
Yeah.
and energetic function.
Like they were creating pathways for energy to flow across the landscape.
Precisely.
Okay, now we're venturing into some seriously mind-bending territory. But is there any evidence to back this up?
Well, there's growing, like, anecdotal evidence
Okay.
from people who have, like, walked or doused these lovely lines,
Okay.
reporting, like, unusual sensations and experiences.
So it's not just about the sites themselves,
Right.
but the spaces in between.
Exactly. This concept of, like, the spaces in between
Right.
is crucial to understanding, like, the ancient worldview.
Okay.
They saw the world as an interconnected web of energy,
Right.
where everything was connected.
That's so different from how we tend to view the world today, like compartmentalized,
It is.
fragmented.
Yeah, but maybe by rediscovering this, like, ancient wisdom, we can start to heal those divisions and reconnect with, like, a deeper harmony of the universe.
And maybe, just maybe, unlock some of the mysteries of our own human potential in the process.
Think about it. These ancient sites could be whispering secrets to us across the millennia,
Ooh, that's...
waiting for us to listen.
But how did they even know where to build these sites?
Right.
Did they just stumble upon them?
Right?
Or was there like a more deliberate process involved?
That's a question that has puzzled researchers for centuries.
Right.
Some believe that ancient cultures might have had access to advanced technologies or knowledge
Okay.
that allowed them to map Earth's energy grid with incredible accuracy.
Like some kind of ancient GPS system.
Exactly. There's a theory called GPS BC.
GPS BC.
Yeah, suggesting that ancient cultures used astronomy, geomancy, and other techniques
Okay.
to pinpoint these, like, energy hotspots
Right.
and align their structures accordingly.
But if they had this knowledge, why was it lost? Why did we forget about these earth energies and the power of these sacred sites?
That's a complex question with no easy answers.
Right.
Some believe this knowledge was deliberately suppressed or destroyed
Okay.
by, like, those in power who feared its potential.
So we're talking about a hidden history,
Yeah,
a lost legacy of wisdom
right.
that's only now starting to resurface.
It's a possibility worth considering, and as we delve deeper into this topic,
Yeah.
we might uncover even more surprising connections and revelations.
Okay, let's take a step back and consider the bigger picture here.
Okay.
What does all of this mean for us today? Why should we care about these ancient sites and earth energies?
I believe that understanding these, like, ancient practices and beliefs
Right.
can offer us valuable insights into our own relationship with
Mhm.
the planet
Right.
and ourselves.
So it's not just about history or archaeology,
Mhm.
but rediscovering a deeper connection to the earth and the mysteries of the universe.
Precisely.
Okay.
By studying these ancient sites
Yeah.
and the wisdom they embody, we can gain a new perspective on our place in the cosmos
Right.
and tap into a source of knowledge and inspiration that's been largely forgotten.
It's almost as if these ancient cultures were leaving us a roadmap,
Yeah.
a guide to help us navigate the challenges of our time.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
And perhaps by following their lead,
Right.
we can rediscover a more harmonious and sustainable way of living on this planet.
Okay, we've talked about ancient sites, energy lines, lean lines, earth circles.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in. How can we make sense of all this information
Right.
and apply it to our own lives?
That's where the concept of, like, Earth grids comes in.
Okay.
It's a way of, like, visualizing the interconnectedness of these sites and energies
Okay.
and understanding how they might influence our lives.
So it's like a map, but instead of showing like roads and cities,
Right.
it shows energy lines and sacred sites.
Exactly. And by studying this map,
Mm-hmm.
we can start to see patterns and connections
Okay.
that might otherwise be hidden.
But there are so many different Earth grid models out there. How do we know which one is correct?
That's a great question.
Right.
And the truth is, there might not be one single correct model.
Right.
Each grid system offers a different perspective,
Okay.
a different way of understanding this complex interplay of energies on our planet.
So it's less about finding the right answer and more about exploring different perspectives and seeing what resonates with us.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about using these models as tools
Right.
for exploration and discovery, rather than clinging to them as, like, rigid dogmas.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
It's about keeping an open mind
Absolutely.
and being willing to question our assumptions about the world.
And who knows what amazing discoveries we might make along the way.
Yeah.
Perhaps by embracing this, like, ancient wisdom,
Right.
we can unlock new possibilities for healing, innovation, and a more sustainable future.
Now that's a future worth striving for. But before we get too carried away, let's bring things back down to Earth. We've been talking about this global energy grid, but how does it manifest on a local level? What can we observe in our own backyards, so to speak?
That's a fantastic question.
Right.
And the answer is quite a lot. Many of the principles we've been discussing
Okay.
apply to the microcosm as well as the macrocosm.
So it's not just about ancient pyramids and stone circles.
Right.
It's about the energy of our own homes, our gardens,
Yeah,
the places where we live and work.
precisely.
Yeah.
Just as ancient cultures understood the importance of aligning their structures with Earth's energies,
Right.
we can do the same in our own lives.
But how do we even begin to do that? I mean, I'm no expert in geomancy or
Yeah.
ancient building techniques.
You don't need to be. There are simple practices we can all incorporate into our lives
Okay.
to become more attuned to the natural energies around us.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, one simple practice is to spend time in nature,
Okay.
observing the landscape,
Mm-hmm.
noticing the subtle energies of different places.
So it's about paying attention, tuning in to our surroundings.
Exactly.
Okay.
And as we become more sensitive to these subtle cues,
Right.
we can start to make choices
Yeah.
that align us with the natural flow of energy.
For example.
Well, when choosing a place to live or work,
Okay.
we can consider the energy of the location.
Okay.
Is it a place that feels like uplifting and energizing?
Mm-hmm.
Or does it feel draining and depleted?
So it's not just about the physical features of a place, but the feeling it evokes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And by paying attention to these subtle cues,
Right.
we can make choices that support our well-being and help us thrive.
This is starting to sound like feng shui.
It is very similar.
Okay.
Feng Shui is all about aligning our living spaces with the flow of energy, creating a harmonious and supportive environment.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these ancient principles can be applied to our modern lives.
Right.
But what about those of us who don't have the luxury of choosing where we live or work? Are we just stuck with whatever energy we're given?
Not at all.
Right.
There are plenty of things we can do
Okay.
to shift the energy of our existing spaces, even if we can't physically move them.
Like what?
Well, one simple technique is to declutter and cleanse our spaces,
Okay.
removing anything that feels like stagnant or negative.
So spring cleaning for the soul.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And we can also bring in elements
Okay.
that enhance the positive energy flow,
Mm-hmm.
like plants, crystals, or artwork that inspires us.
This is starting to sound a lot more manageable.
Yeah, little things can make a big difference.
But what about the energy of our own bodies? Can we actually influence that as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Many ancient cultures believed that our bodies are energetic systems,
Okay.
constantly interacting with the energies around us.
So we're not just separate entities,
Right,
but part of this interconnected web of energy.
precisely.
Okay.
And by becoming more aware of this connection, we can start to make choices that support our own energetic well-being.
Like what? Give me some more examples.
Well, practices like meditation, yoga, and Qigong
Okay.
can help us cultivate and balance our own energy flow.
So these ancient practices aren't just about like physical fitness or relaxation.
Right.
They're actually working with our subtle energy bodies.
Exactly.
Wow.
And by incorporating these practices into our lives,
Mhm.
we can enhance our vitality, improve our health,
Okay.
and even expand our consciousness.
This is all so fascinating. It's like we're rediscovering a whole new dimension to our existence.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
But let's bring things back to the specific topic of our deep dive today.
Okay.
The global grid connecting ancient sites.
Right.
We've covered a lot of ground, from pyramids to ley lines to earth energies.
A lot of ground.
But how does it all tie together? What's the big picture here?
That's a great question.
Right.
And while there's still much we don't know,
Yeah.
I believe that these ancient sites were built as part of a deliberate and sophisticated system
Mm-hmm.
for harnessing and manipulating Earth's energies.
So it wasn't just random placement or coincidence.
Not at all.
Wow.
It seems they understood the Earth as a living,
Right.
breathing organism,
Okay.
and they designed their structures to work in harmony with its natural rhythms
Right.
and energy flows.
But what was the purpose of this system? What were they trying to achieve?
That's a question that has sparked countless theories and speculations.
Yeah.
Some believe that these sites were used for communication,
Okay.
others for transportation,
Mhm.
and still others for spiritual rituals and ceremonies.
So it's not just one single purpose.
Right.
But potentially a multifaceted system with a variety of applications.
Exactly.
Wow.
And as we continue to explore this topic,
Right.
we might uncover even more surprising possibilities.
You know, I'm starting to think that the purpose might not be the most important thing.
Okay.
Maybe it's more about the journey of discovery, the process of rediscovering this ancient wisdom and applying it to our own lives.
That's a beautiful insight.
And-
And perhaps the true purpose of this system was to remind us of our interconnectedness.
Right.
Not just with each other,
Yeah.
but with the Earth and with the universe itself.
Yeah, it's like something shifting, a rediscovery of a lost language, a way of communicating with the earth.
It seems like we're on the verge of something big, a collective awakening to the possibilities that lie beyond our conventional understanding.
Yeah, but we've been presented with some pretty extraordinary claims in these videos.
Oh, yeah.
Claims that require extraordinary evidence.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
It's important to approach these topics with a critical eye,
Right.
to question assumptions,
Mm-hmm.
and to demand rigorous scientific investigation.
Absolutely.
We need to balance this sense of wonder
Okay.
with a healthy dose of skepticism.
So how do we do that? How do we separate Like fact from fiction. Genuine insight from wishful thinking when it comes to these like big ideas about Earth energies and ancient sites.
Well, for starters, we can look for corroborating evidence from, multiple sources.
Right.
Do other researchers, other disciplines,
Yeah.
support these claims about, like, ancient technologies, energy grids, the power of these sacred sites?
Mm.
We need to, like, cross-reference, compare and contrast,
Right.
and see if the pieces of the puzzle fit together.
Right.
And if they don't, we need to be willing to, revise our theories
Yeah.
and adjust our understanding.
That's a great point. It's not about blindly believing everything we hear,
Right.
but using our discernment to find those nuggets of truth that resonate.
Exactly.
We need to be open-minded,
Yeah,
but also critical.
absolutely. It's a process of ongoing inquiry, constant refinement.
Right.
And the more we learn, the more questions we uncover.
Which is a good thing. It means we're on the right track, pushing the boundaries of knowledge, expanding our understanding of the world and our place in it.
Yeah. This deep dive has made me question everything I thought I knew about ancient cultures, about Earth's energies, about the very nature of reality itself.
Yeah, it's been a real eye-opener for me, too.
It's like we're cracking open a door to a whole new way of seeing the world.
It's the power of exploring these, like, alternative perspectives.
Exactly.
It challenges our assumptions, expands our horizons.
It does.
Opens up a world of possibilities.
Yeah, for sure.
So, where do we go from here? What can our listeners do to continue this exploration?
Well, I encourage you to, delve deeper into the topics that resonated with you.
Okay.
Research the ancient sites, explore the scientific evidence,
Mm-hmm.
experiment with energy healing techniques.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to challenge the conventional narrative and question the accepted truths.
Love that.
Keep an open mind, but also a critical eye.
Remember, the journey of discovery is personal.
It is.
What resonates with one person may not resonate with another.
Right.
Trust your intuition, follow your curiosity, and see where it leads you.
Who knows? You might stumble upon a truth that changes your entire understanding of the world.
And maybe even contribute to a collective awakening, a shift in consciousness that helps humanity reconnect with its ancient wisdom and create a more harmonious future.
That's a vision worth striving for.
That's a great note to end on.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, keep exploring.